Post the link up here. Kind of like this. Beautiful. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the BNR Racing Network. As we kick off here for the BNR Truck Series here tonight, alongside of me, I have Will. Good evening, Will.
Good evening, Mr. Hunt.
How's it going? And how was your day?
Pretty hot and muggy down here in Mississippi. Just one of them hot days, I tell you, hot days.
Yeah. Tonight, these boys head to Atlanta, Will. Unfortunately, it is not the old Atlanta, which we all love. We all love it. But a lot of these guys like the new Atlanta, you know, super speedways. Pretty much, this is what it became, but a mile and a half super speedway. Yes, I don't know how I feel about how this race is going to turn out. We all know how super speedway does, but unfortunately, we'll just have to wait and see. As you see, they are currently qualifying. So as they continue to qualify, Will, if you want to give these viewers who are watching a thorough rundown of the history of Atlanta and the knowledge of where it has been today.
Well, Atlanta Motor Speedway, just outside of Atlanta, in Hampton, Georgia. Third configuration of this build of racetrack. This is its third and current configuration, like Brian said. Happened, when was it, Brian? 2021.
21, yes, 21. Yeah, before
yes.
they
Anyway.
reconfigure.
But I believe the track history dates as far back, I want to say, late 1960s, 68, 67, I want to say. It was a really quick track way back in its heyday, and it was originally, if you guys know, or gals as well out there could be watching, my apologies. But anyway, if anyone knows what Homestead looks like, this track was like the original Homestead ideal racetrack, what is down in Homestead, Miami, Florida. And then they went and put a tri-oval on the front stretch. They actually turned it around. They flipped it like they did Darlington, and whenever they went to the tri-oval configuration, and it's had a lot of great photo finishes throughout the years. That's what a lot of people probably remember it for. Kevin Harvick and Jeff Gordon, that awesome photo finish in 2001. Dale Earnhardt, Bobby Labonte had a similar one just like it. For years, this would be the final race of the season. Sometimes championships were decided by just basically the points that would be paid for a race was decided. I want to say the 92 championship, it came down between, in total, I think there were 5 drivers capable of it. Alan Kawicki walked away with the championship that day, but bit of rundown of the track history, a little bit, if you want to say brief summary. I believe when they redid the track, it's 34 degrees of banking, Brian, or 33?
34.
32? 34, thank you. I knew it was somewhere around there. First guess was normally the best. Anyway, Dakota Kramer, currently provisional pole. Richard Johns, Summerford, and one of the Berries. I still have yet, I believe that's David Berry, right?
That is, yeah. Mark Berry's in the 9 and Dave's in the 56. Brothers, by the way.
Okay. I actually got the numbers right. I was like, man, let me see here. I took a shot in the dark with that one. I was like, all right, correction. Very tight-knit field, of course. This is basically these trucks, racecraft that races here in Atlanta. The stock cars, they're going to have basically like a tapered spacer or a restrictor plate on the engines, more than less probably, and not going to be everybody's going to be in a pack. If you're not, you're going to be losing a lot of ground. But the tight knit qualifying here, and Brian's with the track summary rundown for this evening. Hot
Yep.
temperature.
Oh yeah. So as we said, thank you, Will, very much. I want to thank you for going over the history. Everybody likes to hear it before they go green, so that's perfect. Real quick, go over the race information here tonight. Like I said, we're in Atlanta. The current track temp itself is 110. Oof, that is very, very hot. The weather itself is 84 degrees, 68% humidity, partly cloudy. Excuse me, very much. Excuse me. With a 5-mile-per-hour wind. 134 laps, 208 miles, 80% fuel. They get unlimited tires, one quick fix, and unlimited attempts at a GWC. So that is that. We'll go over to starting grid here. Can I get the... So P1 will be Dakota Kramer. P2 will be Jaden Sanchez. P3 will be Richard Johns. P4 will be Ben Summerford. P5 will be David Berry. P6 will be Chris Berger. P7 will be Chris Schaefer. P8 will be Ernest King. P9 will be Jackson Lomax. P10 will be Randy Koken. P11 will be Philip Bridgman. P12 will be Brian Schwartz. P13 will be John O'Brien. P14 will be Josh Small. P15 will be Mark Berry. P16 will be Michael Day. P17 will be Zach Deuscher. P18 will be Matthew Huntsaker. P19 will be Larry McKenzie Jr. P20 will be George Rincon. P21 will be Brock Kopenberger. P22 will be Eric Corder. P23 will be Robert Amaro. P24 will be Joe Stipe. And P25 will be Hunter Head, a.k.a. Cade. A wild field here tonight, Will. Let's kind of hope for the best here for these guys. Yes. I'm not sure what the strategy is. 135 laps, sorry.
What did you say? I thought you said 135.
I think I said 134, but that's right. Well, oh yeah. So Jaden Sanchez and Dakota Kramer will be the starting front row there, Will. Who is going to be your sleeper pick, Mr. Will?
Oh man, sleeper pick. Oh man. Well, sleeper pick. Ernest King in that 3 truck, going to be one to look out for. Chris Schaefer in the 23. That's 2. Richard Johns, great qualifying performance, starting up there in the top 2 rows. So maybe those 3 I'm going to keep an eye on for sure. Robert Amaro starting way back there, but normally at a place like this, he can make his way up through the field, and if he can keep his nose clean, be a contender.
Oh yeah.
So,
a lot of patience here, Will. That's what it's going to take.
Josh Small perhaps could have another fantastic run like he kind of has been throughout the BNR Series season opening weeks here.
Oh yeah.
Coming off a turn 4, Brian. That Chevy Pace truck really does wicked things here.
Yep.
And we are about to be green for the initial start of this Atlanta BNR 208. See there, Richard giving a good push to the pole sitter, Kramer, letting his, I do believe, teammate in. It's hard to really sometimes tell, Brian, whose teammates, who's on whose side, or what, who's doing what with who. Oh, Richard looks like he's going to pull off and possibly just drop to the back, perhaps, after a fantastic qualifying result. He may not be the only person that did that as well. So they haven't updated Atlanta, you said, Brian, so you don't have to make your commitment in turn 3, right, for pit road on iRacing. It's still where it always has been, right?
Yes.
Are they even going to do that on iRacing? I don't.
They're supposed to, they said, so we're just gonna have to obviously wait and see. So, but we'll 3 laps here from the books. Jaden still leading. So far, so good. Double file. Patience.
Yeah, we
is
have
key.
this. Oh, my apologies. I
No,
thought you were done.
No, you're good. Go
We've
ahead.
got this initial side-by-side pack up here just driving away a little bit, and you have the there's a second half of the field back there that just kind of minding their P's and Q's. I want to say that's led by the 20th day. I think Mark Berry is in between these two with what?
Oh no, sorry. I thought I put my headset up.
All good. Yes, don't need the dogs in there, that's for sure. We don't need them trying to provide commentary with us. Jaden Sanchez controlling both lanes of traffic early on. Now, Brian, knock on some wood if you want to, if you're into juju stuff like that. Anyway, if these trucks can maintain this pace, and we're going to probably be seeing pit stops. Oh, my goodness, we almost had one get in the wall there. But we might be seeing pit stops at lap 40, maybe sooner, who knows. So, get a rough guesstimate, did some calculation earlier. Some are going to try to do this on a 3. Oh, my goodness. Huge crash. That's going to look like Philip Bridgman is involved. No, wait. Yes, that is the 2 machine. You know, that paint scheme kind of reminds me of like a reversal Wrangler colors, but oh my goodness, not sure who has the bronze number. Oh, that was Schwartz, Brian Schwartz in the 94.
Oh yeah. So you see the 2 teammates there, Will, of Zach Deutscher, Philip Bridgman. They were just riding around. Brian might have stalled a little bit behind the 5 of Randy. There's a checkup on the bottom. Brian did get a little tight. Zach was right there. Zach punched her in the middle. Little neck code there. Got a little loose, little neck code there, and around Philip went. Unfortunately,
yeah, I think Brian. He was just trying to get back in line after dragging the wall down. After he got tight, like you said, and I think Zach was just trying not to be, basically, maybe he was just trying to avoid it, go in the middle. And Brian did a good job keeping it in the wall. He might have thought he might have been clear to come down, get behind, per se, Bridgman. But just one of those deals, it's going to happen at a place like this where you can kind of fade up the track, walk it up the track a little bit in that second lane, or even maybe, you crowd that bottom on entry, and then that bottom's going to come up towards you. But in this case, there was either some tightness going on, maybe he had to check up, and that the mixture of the dirty air, him trying to maybe woe up a little bit, that could have just dragged him into the wall. And unfortunately, some net code kind of just took over from that point, because just unfortunate racing deal.
Yep. Like I said, Philip was sticking with his teammate, doing the best he can to try to avoid. But
man, they would have had it cleared too. It's just one of them deals.
Yep. So as they get lined back up here to go back green. That is another thing that iRacing did, Will, was they fixed the shrinkage of the pace laps at a lot of tracks. So instead of pacing for a half hour, and there went my overlays. Well, at least on my end, but the broadcast didn't, so that's good. I'm not even going to touch it. We'll let it be. So that's that. So first caution of the night early on, which I believe was lap. What would we say there? Lap 6,
4,
5. Okay, yeah, that works.
5. Coming to 5 possibly?
Yes, sir.
Because, yeah, like you said, the quickie cautions here. I like that.
Yes,
Means,
it makes it better.
You're going to get back going, racing quicker.
Yes, which is perfect. Which there is nothing wrong with that. But Dakota is going to lead the field back to green as soon as that pace car pulls off. So you got Dakota. Who's in the 36? I don't even remember. I ain't got my
36
tower
is Berger.
Oh, that's right, Burger. There you go.
Summer Ford is in the 16 Ron Hornaday inspired truck. So that's who's up in the top 4 positions. Ernest King out there as well.
Well, you see Dakota.
Oh, I get it. Schwartz and Ernie are teammates. You can tell by the number colors.
Yes.
That's cool. But Brian had like a Davey Allison paint scheme, I think, right?
Yeah, on the order of it, yeah. As you see there, the outside line will. The 36 is pushing the 16, trying to get the outside lane going. Jaden Sanchez behind Berger there, will, as they suck up to the back of that truck. So you see Summerford dive down in front of Dakota.
Yeah, Summerford took it.
He said, "Excuse me,
like,
I got
free."
Yep. And Dakota's going to try to pop back up, Will, right there to the outside lane as he gets there.
Very aggressive move by Dakota. But that means that the outside lane has the organization, yet again has the truck numbers as well. Not going to be playing basically ring around the rosy, shuffling back and forth. Oh, aggressive. Jaden Sanchez makes a move downstairs.
Sorry. Something happened.
You're good.
There we go. I see there Dakota Kramer still leading the outside lane. Will Jaden Sanchez to the inside. Currently the lone wolf. No teammates around him, Will. As Jaden Sanchez still keeping that bottom lane, trying to get there. Side drafting the 36 of Berger. Now as Dakota's going to wash up and try to help the 36 with that 23 of Schaefer. 96 of Lomax there. Jaden better protect that bottom lane, Will, because you know how well that does. As we see right there, Dakota dives down to the bottom there.
Yeah, we lost the overlays on the stream.
Yes, we did. That's an easy fix, just like this. And... well, poop. Technical difficulties early on. But that's right. I'll fix it. Go ahead. You can continue.
Well, Jaden tried again to go back downstairs. Cody Kramer chopped that one off, trying to control both lanes. Getting a push now from that 36 machine. Big push given by Schaefer to Jaden. Down, propelled him into 3 and 4. But his run stalled as he came out of turn 4. Outside lane really has the momentum. They're really kind of holding that bottom lane down. That's kind of what you got to do if you want to get that high-sided going, especially get down there through the corners. Separation possibly on the straightaway. Give a chance for the bottom lane to come back at you. That's exactly what the top lanes do. Oh, Jaden around. Too aggressive on the side draft on the front straightaway. And caution possibly out. Brian? Yes, indeed, safety truck, pace truck, my apologies, whoever doesn't like it being called safety truck, comes out yet again.
Hopefully it'll bring us back to it, Will. We got the overlays working again, so here we go. Alright, so we'll play it from right here. As you see here, Will, side drafting at its finest. You know you can't do it. This is, I mean, you talked about this earlier. Oh, that just goes wrong, unfortunately. Could have been a lot worse.
I think Jaden was going to try to hold them up higher than they wanted to be, coming down the front straightaway. And you got to remember the double dog leg here, the quad oval, tri-oval, whichever you prefer. But, you know, you got to turn twice down the front straightaway, so you want to make sure that that high lane is able to do so, and they don't really eat the wall at the start-finish. Aggressive side drafting, but at the same time, you got to do it at times. But it's one of those, know when to hold them, know when to fold them moments.
Oh, yeah. So I'd like to talk to Jackson Lomax, who is part of Team Inferno Motorsports. Let's see if we can get a hold of him real quick, Will. Mr. Jackson Lomax, you got a copy?
Sir, what's going on, buddy?
How's it going, sir?
It's going.
Well, some early wrecks early on here. We know that. That's normally how this field works. How's that truck handling at the moment and in the pack context? I know I got to get you back down there because the pace lights are off on the pace truck. So,
the low line after a few laps, you kind of wash out in the rear end. If it's up to me, I'm gonna try to work my way up to that high line and just run the high line for the rest of the race.
Okay. Yeah, high line seems to be where it's at. Will, you got anything for him before we send him back?
Just go get him, Lomax.
Appreciate you guys.
No problem. Alright, there you go. You heard him. He said he's going to try to get to the outside to the best that he can, Will.
Yeah, that might be a trick and a half. We saw some people kind of do it to perfection. It'd be actually kind of cool to see somebody actually commit to it and try to lead that outside lane, see how long they are able to stay up front in that position. So, coming back to the restart, going to get it at 19 of 135. Don't let the scoring pylon lie to you. This is not our 0th caution. I don't even think that could exist. Anywho, yes, this is the 2nd caution, so we'll just let you keep to update on that. Brian Swartz unable. He's 2 laps down, but he's still out there, hopefully to recover. Anyway, pace truck is off. So, old Jeff brought it down pit road. Lomax gets a good jump on the field. Doesn't look like he changed lanes before the start. The pit road camera there, that's a cool angle for certain things, but man, restarts, that's unfortunate we got that one at that moment, Brian.
I know. That's very hard to tell.
Yep, it's all good. Sometimes we don't really, we don't get to choose the camera. We just let it flow sometimes, and at that moment it was a bad flow. But man, Lomax said, Lomax has done what he said he was going to do, get up to that high side and tried to lead the night away. But they got to get organized and maybe one more up there with them. It looks like Zach Deutscher in the 21 machine was straggling on the bottom lane. Let's see if he can get up there. Maybe Zach's kind of, though, he kind of is more of a bottom feeder type of person. Nothing against Zach, but he tries to get that high side going sometimes. But anyway, there's Jaden Sanchez making back up some moves, getting back up here to the front of the field. So hopefully he can have that topsy-turvy night, stay up top. So you only have so many mistakes you can make until you run out of mistakes to make.
Oh, yeah.
So
It's like you said, Will, he's on the bottom lane, Zach. Keeping her down there, doing everything
now, which
he can.
lane does Phillip go with? Looks like Phillip's going to go to the high side.
Especially behind Jaden. Oh, no, Phillip now is going to drop back down to the bottom.
He's going to have David Barry, it looks like, commit behind Phillip, possibly. I believe I saw David in that 56 machine go high. Well, he doesn't know where he wants to go at the moment, but he's
Exactly.
kind of trapped to that high side. Zach is now backing off. He's bicycling, he's pedaling, and he says, "Get me out of here." He doesn't like the look of something, maybe just how aggressive it's been so far early on. I do believe, for the most part, the wreck came from the front part of the field, so all the people that are just riding around in the back, conserving, just playing nice. So,
Well, you saw there the slippage from the 23 of the hot surface of the track. These trucks are starting to slip and slide everywhere due to the track temp, but that also comes with being cautious, knowing who's around you and who can do what.
yes, indeed, Brian, you got to trust the drivers around you in order for you to make the moves you want to try to make. And if you don't really have that trust or that feel for the right type of company you may keep at a track like this, then you're just going to be stuck in that position pretty much the whole race. So you want to try to work with some people. You can really see that high lane has momentum.
Yeah, but Jaden
And
Sanchez
Martin-
getting too aggressive too early. I would say you still got another 110 laps to go, at least, while doing that. Ride, you want to ride a little bit, get the feel, know who you can work with towards the end, and get accommodated with them. That's what it comes to.
Yes, we still have 110 laps to go. So a lot of riding still left to do. And, give or take 3 more pit stops to go. So
Oh yeah.
caution laps and everything. If we have more, that'll equal itself out to maybe just 2. So all in the cards, see where it may lay.
That is very, very, very true.
Mark Berry, about a handful of laps ago, had a wicked moment in 3 and 4, but man, he gathered it back up and he was able to keep it up here in the front part of the field on that outside lane. That was the moment that Jaden made it 3 wide and really took a whole shot to the bottom lane. I think that's what you were recalling about being so aggressive this early on. But, sometimes it works for some whenever they do wreck avoidance or try not to run over somebody, so they just take it in the middle, but they just want to get away from the guy who doesn't, they don't know if he's going to keep it in the wall or not sometimes. So you can really see how much these drivers can give and take going down in through that dog leg front stretch there. Like I talked about earlier, you got to give that outside line space.
Yes, because if you don't, Will, you know what happens with that. And
I used to race in a league on Xbox that had custom setups. The custom setups would make you run in packs like this at Atlanta. Like the old Atlanta on the NASCAR Heat games, but like you could not mess up. You could not crowd the bottom lane, or you could like you had to do basically the same thing like here. You know, it was crazy how a console game, in a way, kind of made Atlanta turn out to be after a while, like something that you kind of saw on a video game, kind of, well, it actually can happen, and awful resemblance, Brian, is all I'm saying. Like,
I agree with
it's
you,
just
Will. That's for sure.
very crazy.
Oh yeah. 31
Awesome
laps.
side-by-side racing.
Oh yeah. That's great. That's great. I love it. Especially with the field here. Unfortunately, we got quite a few stragglers 2 laps down. But that does happen early on, which comes with not using the quick fix early. Want to save it to the end.
Yep. You want to try to save it, but that is unfortunate.
Oh! There it is. The 84. Brock Koppenberger there. Little slip up there. We'll go ahead and take a look here. We'll see what had led to that occurrence on track. Let's see. Oh, let's rewind that.
No, they were getting dicey in the back. Looks like he just floated up the track and
oh man. Hey, that's a blown motor there. Oh. So it looked like he was lifting because he did washed up. Yeah. He washed up a little bit. Motor. Motor.
I was just double checking with what she said. Make sure he was English.
Yeah, you see Josh in the middle. He checked up on no piece. Richard just couldn't time it right. Didn't see Brock down there, and unfortunately clipped the right quarter of the 84, which sent the 84 up the track into Brock. So that is that, I do believe. Well, we will see the leaders come down the pits here.
Yes, indeed. Is that Josh Smalls in the Pennzoil truck?
That is.
Man, I like that paint scheme. Give him a memo. Tell him Will liked that paint scheme. Even though he can probably hear me. Josh, love the paint scheme, bruh. Maybe he can't. Oh, anyway, we'll tell him later. Yeah, that was just a checkup gone awry, and some people, unfortunately, like we've seen earlier, just trying to shoot the gap or wreck avoidance, and you sometimes wreck avoidance into someone else. Hello.
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 Who? Brian?
It's Josh.
Oh, hey, I love that paint scheme, by the way.
You like that?
Man,
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm like, oh no, wait, I'll just
Dude,
pull him up.
Pennzoil car, Steve Park looking thing at Atlanta, like, awesome.
Yeah, I love this paint scheme. It's takes me back.
Now, don't go out there and reenact any Steve Park practice crashes now, okay?
I'm trying not to, but I think that massive run I just got right there, I think I kind of scared Brock.
Oh, is that what happened? You scared him out of his shoes?
I think so.
Oh, man, you gotta stop scaring people, Josh.
I wasn't trying to. I just had a massive run. Rich was like, hey, let's try working through the field.
They just saw a Pennzoil logo and they went, ah!
Yeah.
You're racing the Pennzoil paint scheme at the Quaker Steak-sponsored racetrack.
Oh, yeah.
That's ironic. Anyway,
Yeah,
so how,
sure
I think, what is it, 1 to go?
Yes, sir.
All right, so it's like a half to go. So how many more cautions do you think we're going to have, Josh? What's your over-under?
I'd say probably 3 to 4. I've noticed now the field's starting to spread out a lot easier. These guys are slowly getting into the groove. The problem is the guys are just trying to get up to speed. When you get up to speed, we're all bunched up. So they're starting to notice guys in the back are thinning out. So it's just one of them things, man. The guys got to get patience early, so that way we can get singled out or our single file and we can start running it out. But
Yes,
it's
indeed.
it's a patience game. Some of the fast
It
guys want
is.
to be up front. I'm telling the veterans, hey, let's lay back, let the guys race it out up there first. So for the most part, it's good racing. Guys they're not making bold moves, but they're getting their runs and they're trying to get them. They're trying to get what they can get, and if they can't, they're settling back in line. From what I could tell, being back in the field here. But for the most part,
Did you
I
make
mean,
the
like, it's
caution
fun to
stay
watch.
longer so you could talk more to us?
No, we had a guy that was getting caught up, so
Oh, okay. Okay. I was just, hey, I was letting you talk, man. But I had to ask anyway. So, do you think you're gonna have a good top 10 run? Hopefully, is that what we're shooting for?
yeah, that's what we're shooting for. Trucksville is really good. She's a rocket ship. Once I get her wound up, but it's the first 2 laps. Man, I got to get her going after the first 2 laps, and after that, she's on rails.
All right. Well, best of luck to you, Josh. And if we need you later, we'll pull you up.
Alrighty, man. Sounds like a plan.
All
right, it does.
I appreciate it, fellas.
I heard it too.
Now, what
I
I
heard his
meant by
father
that-
like, all right, we're not going green yet.
Yeah.
Not going green. I'm like, okay, well, they extended it.
Well, they have at least, if it can stay green from here on out, which doesn't,
I don't think that's going to happen.
We looking at 2 more pit stops at least. So yes, but man, look who's in the lead. It is David Barry.
Oh yeah,
Only way I know that is numbers. Who's supposed to be to his outside?
the 20, Michael Day.
Oh,
What?
Come on, Day, get up there. Come on now.
Now with the restart zone here, it's very weird. And I tell these boys all the time, it is
okay.
very lenient. They'll let you go a little bit over to keep up side by side with the leader, but you can't go excessively over the speed limit. So it's kind of off a little bit if you're on the outside like that.
I think poor Day might have been sleeping or something. Outside lane just with no go.
Yeah, as you see there. Little scuffage there. He might have been caught sleeping, but everybody's maneuvering around. Try to avoid the black flag. That's what that is. So if you pass to the inside, so if you're on the outside and you pass to the inside, you're getting a black flag. Same thing if you're on the inside lane and you pass on the inside, you're getting a black flag. That's how iRacing gives you the black flags on the sim platform here. But anyway, back to the action. You see here Zach Deuscher moving up the field. Impressive. Has not been involved in any wreck yet, but we'll just leave it as that at this time.
He is on that high side, trying to do something with it.
Oh yeah. Philip Bridgman though, what a great rebound from him, Will. Over there behind Josh Small. Oh, a little bobble there by Phil.
I believe Philip done did use that fast repair early on, so if he gets in trouble, another hard impact, that's for sure probably going to be on the hauler. But we don't want to see that. Oh, Jaden, you going to make it 3 wide yet again? This could be trouble, but it was all right that time. As Philip is backing out of that, he's like, man, still too early to... Come on now. Anyway, still side by side. Jaden made that run, but just nowhere to go. Kind of like Josh said earlier, the fast guys want to be up here, be in the pack, and want to do, all that racing. And Josh has found himself up here in this pack off of that restart.
Cade with a hell of a run here tonight, Will, early on. Showing that early speed. Cade is sitting P8. So Josh is right behind him.
Oh, yes, Josh is behind him. He's in that purplish, looks like cotton candy.
Yeah, it's a Rick and Morty paint scheme.
Oh, okay, I would have never known from that being that far away, my bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
I just
Always
see
good
purple.
yeah. I would have thought the same thing too, to be honest with you. I don't know what that is. That's all I see is that bright, very bright neon purple. But
Yeah, if you say it's Rick and Morty, I believe. Oh yeah, I see him on the bed of the truck. There we go.
yes, I would hate to see that car get mangled up. You see Josh there
Yeah,
pulling
they
out.
might
He
make
goes,
some
"No,
faces.
Jaden's coming. I'm just gonna go to the back. I don't want nothing to do with that." And then you see there, oh, Joe Stipe in the wall there. Kept her in the wall. Great job by Joe. Zach
Yeah, this is
Grosser
gonna
passed by.
shuffle the field.
Oh yeah, it is. That it is. But it will. It's just like they said earlier. 2 packs
He
split up.
held it.
Yeah, he did. He did very good. Kept it out the way,
Good
which is
job.
always good. 9 times out of 10, a lot of people just yank her down in front of traffic. So that's always a good thing, and we didn't see that here tonight. But we know who the early hard chargers are, Will. We've seen it. He went out his lap 43 of 135. I like to see it stay green, at least till the end. But yet again, we never know. And that's that. Now, the only difference is here, Will, that they haven't implemented it yet, which I'm sure they will eventually with the update, because there's another one coming out, is, you know how Atlanta had a pit on the backstretch? You got to be committed on that backstretch. So, unfortunately, here you don't have to do that. You can just peel off of turns 3 and 4 right there and serve your pit. But I do believe with the update that is supposed to be coming out, they're going to implement that on the backstretch, as long as with giving us night lights at Atlanta.
Lots of stacking up going on up here in the front of the field.
Jaden getting too aggressive early on with that side draft. Cade now, Will, is up to P4 as he shifts to the outside lane there. He's got Lomax right there behind him. He's going to take that momentum that he is carrying with just the three of them to get to the back of Randy to help him get a lap lead at least. As you see there, Randy moving up to P2 as the outside lane is going to prevail, Will, as the inside lane stacks up a little bit. Now you see as well the inside lane is starting to shimmy up the track. That is the tires starting to get a little bit worn out. So you're going to start seeing that a little bit more, especially with that progressive banking that they have. So, oh, just like that. And we talk about Cade. Oh, a little slippage there. Piece of debris on the track. Keeps it going. Oh, very unfortunate for Cade. He'll keep her going to avoid bringing out a yellow, which was very great job by Cade. So, hang it strong, Cade. You'll be all right. You'll get the yellow that you need. But unfortunately, iRacing said the hell with that debris caution. I saw the piece of his truck slide off of it when he hit the wall.
He got
So
wicked loose on entry. Just out from underneath him, it just came. Yeah, you're right. That was a pretty hard hit and slowed him way down. And the front fascia, I do believe, came off that body. But now we got a 5-truck battle at the... Okay, never mind. Look down at the phone. I was going to say 5-truck battle, but then look at it live. And, yep, everybody that was checking up and was just riding around or avoidance has caught back up. We're looking to try to get 2 lanes back in action. Jaden doesn't know where to go. I think he wants to try to be on the bottom, but oh man.
But as you see there, Cade is now 1 lap down. He did come into pit to fix that car. Used his quick fix, and now he's going to drive back out. But Philip Bridgman will fallen off pace just now across the start finish. 15 seconds back.
Well, I think he might have fell off pace. He probably saw something up there he didn't like. He probably, I think that happened a few laps back or so. And It was before that first bobble. Since the restart, he kind of floated back, and he probably thought, "Man, these guys gonna wreck. I'm just gonna be conservative here because he already used that quick fix, so he's just waiting for that caution that he does not want to be a part of." I do believe or speculate here.
I agree with you, Will. If anything, Philip is in the safest seat of the house.
Yeah, he's got a half a track,
Oh yeah.
so plenty of time to back it down.
Oh yeah. He's letting all the carnage happen in front of him is what he's doing.
As Randy Koking and David Barry switch back and forth this lead, edging bumper by bumper on that inside to outside lane. Just enough trucks to have equal momentum for both lanes.
One second.
Just like we talked about earlier, just got to have patience. Patience is key, in a race like this. So you're going to have to maybe bicycle it or just pedal that throttle a lot to not run over the guy in front of you that we've seen happen a couple of times, or just, got to take it easy, conserve, try to just try to ride.
Sorry about that. I had to grab a drink real fast.
All good.
Oh, so the 84, a little bit ago, on that last restart, changed lanes before the start. So he did serve his penalty, and that's why he unfortunately is laps down. So mistakes like that are going to happen, Will, especially if it's a little bobble here, See there, Joe Stipe get a little bit loose on the inside lane thanks to my race control, keeping me informed. So that's always perfect. I like to be up
So
there.
the top, indeed, it is very great to have those from time to time. Top 12 separated by just over a second. Top Top 14 separated by a second and a half. And very still tight-knit field for what we have left at this moment in time. 56 laps into this race.
They come back through the mid-pack here. I guess they are split up into two packs, but as you see Josh Small there. Oh no, the field's actually pretty close.
Yes.
But somebody's up in the wall
top
there.
8 of the top 9. I think that was Joe again. No, it might have been Joe. I was going to say the top 9.
Robert Amaro.
All
Might have been Robert.
Side by side.
Oh, you see the 16
No.
rush up in front of the 5. Oh boy, as they come to pass Cade. Cade is up there doing his best to try to stay out the way. Good job by Cade. I know it is very tight, and that just dispersed that outside lane, Will.
Yes, they're going to get regrouped. They got to regain their composure.
Philip Bridgman, Will, is in danger of coming one lap down. You see Joe there going to attempt to go back to the outside to pick up that 69 of Dakota Kramer. As Dakota comes down and gives the 36 a little kiss and says, "Hey, bub, I am here. Hello." And then
It looked like Summerford kind of got pinched a little bit, Brian, and that's what kind of made him walk up the track into Randy. but just one of those tight-knit racing deals as how close they are racing. Something like that bound to happen as Joe in the wall again. But doing good to keep it up there.
Oh yeah, doing a hell of a job.
Indeed, man. Every time he loses the draft, something happens up here that he gets right back to him. I wouldn't really say lose the draft, just lose the pack.
Oh yeah.
He may drag the ball, but there's still a couple of few lines of trucks to come to whip by him. Randy, man, he still has that Daytona Xfinity win momentum. It looks like, man, he giving it all she's got to try to lead this race somehow or another.
He is. Boy, he's trying everything he's got, Will. Everything.
Also, Jaden Sanchez back up there in the picture now.
Yes, as Jaden Sanchez leads that outside, Will. As you see there, Cade looking to come back and say, hey, I guess what? I still have damage a little bit, but that ain't going to stop me from coming up here to race with you guys. So that's that. Cade's out on the outside lane in that Ford. As Randy dives down there, he said, excuse me, I'm just going to get out the way.
Well, Sanchez, Schaefer, and Dakota Kramer are the only three on the outside. I wonder where Randy got.
He probably said, I got my lap led. I am going to the back. I don't want no part of it.
Good possibility. I wasn't thinking about that.
.65 or 135 complete, Will. Still great.
And we've only had 3 cautions, was it, so far?
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Man, I believe I heard somebody say that earlier.
Yeah, Josh. I believe it was Josh.
No, that was me.
Oh, that's right. That was you. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Yes,
as you see, Mark and Dave. Yeah, Mark and Dave did pit. The brothers did pit. They both jumped down with each other. And
well, you want a drafting partner. You want somebody that's close enough to you. That's Mark was in. He was just he was one of the trucks in the tow of the front pack. Excuse me. So perfectly fine for brother and brother to come down and pit. Like I said, it kind of works out well on the track map there. They're about the distance, I would suppose, if not more. So maybe a long pit stop for Mark.
oh yeah. So they are just about halfway, Will. If not, they are halfway.
Yep, halfway.
They'll eventually be closing in on pit stops. Once everybody cycles out their pit stops, we'll do our little, oh boy, that was close. We'll do our little cutaway portion. You see Ernest King diving down to the pits. That's Chris Schaefer, Jaden Sanchez exchange the lead back in the front. You see Schaefer falling down to third. Nope, moving back to second with Berger there. The question is, when do you pull off pit road, or when do you get down there? I wonder if Michael Day was caught speeding because he had an 80-second pit stop, so that could be, but that does happen here, going at high speeds like that. So 70 of 135 complete, Will.
Yes, on that high average speed, you're running through the corners and you're trying to get it load up to, what is it, 45 here in Atlanta?
Yes.
So, running about, 170, 175, something like that, if not 180. And, yeah, that's awful hard to, you gotta practice that a few times, you really do.
Oh, yeah. As we see here, Will, if you watch closely, you start to see the inside lane start to slide up. That is how we know when these tires had enough. So, luckily for these boys, they do get unlimited sets of tires. And, Will, it looks like Richard Johns shot out of a cannon there with Josh Small. Richard Johns is now up to P8 as he's out there with Cade. And Josh Small is back to the outside there with Richard. They've been sticking together for a bit. So the 51 and the 8 are teammates. And well, what other number? And the 7 of JD. So you see Josh Small right there, Will, as he gets to the back of the 51. Gives him a little arrow push and a shot at the same time to keep him up there, but you don't want to push him too far up there to where they get to the back of that 35, who is a lap down and is the first car 1 lap down. So you want to try to give that breathing room in case something in the front does go wrong. So as you see there, that outside lane starting to come disconnected there, and now the inside lane is going to prevail. Oh, see Dakota tries to slide up in front of Jaden Sanchez there. Can't quite do it, but the 23 is now going to jump up in front of Jaden. As you watch up here towards the front, Zach Deuscher with a run there as Jaden is going to drop down to the bottom to get the draft from the 21 of Zach Deuscher. Oh, there you go. A little slip by the 69 of Dakota.
Yeah, he's been doing that past handful of laps, kind of running it a bit, almost like a half a lane up during the front straightaway. So, and Zach's kind of been letting him do it too.
But you know, Will, and I know, Will, Zach's only going to allow it for so long.
Well, until he eventually is going to finally make a move, but Zach might try to pass him in the pits. But
as you see there, a little blinkage. Well, that is all right. It's really not too much.
He's really good giving this push to Dakota going into turn 3. And he lets him kind of do his little jig down the front straightaway as Dakota's coming into pit, and
oh, there it is.
Kind of saw that one coming of the attempt of somebody trying to get onto pit road.
I just would have dived right down to the apron. I wouldn't have waited that long. But as we see here, like that, I just would have sent her right down. At that point in time, you're just... Oh, look at that damage model. Well, that's nice.
Cordair, innocent bystander in all of this. He was just running behind Joe Stipe in that Milwaukee Tools 79 truck. And just nowhere to go whenever Joe just maybe Dakota. We don't know. He probably should have said, "Hey, out, 69 pitting, so and so, But yeah, should have dropped down sooner, or list number of things. Maybe Joe wasn't quite sure who was pitting, or he didn't know that was the leader, perhaps, or maybe Dakota didn't say, "Hey, leader's pitting." He probably could have just said his number. We don't know. We just assuming at the moment, but just.
Jaden Sanchez beat Zach off pit road, Will.
Oh wow! All right, man.
Guess we'll talk
Racing
to Jaden
is
here.
all right.
It's since Jaden Sanchez, Jaden. Jaden Sanchez.
What's up, guys?
Well,
Nothing much. Just watching you move throughout the field whenever you get kind of put back in traffic and watch you, do your thing, man.
That's right.
wow.
So now,
Go ahead.
well, all right, sucker punch. So now that you possibly have the lead here, are you going to try to keep basically moving back and forth, defending the best lane as possible, or are you just going to, try to keep logging laps? What's the game plan, Jaden?
Well, I learned from the best that's in the booth, so I don't know. We'll see. I had that spin earlier. Don't know if I got dumped or whatever. Still have my fast repair though. Saved it in the grass, so did no damage to my truck.
Nice.
So since I still have my fast repair, I'm still able to keep pace with these guys. I know no one can make it from here, so really it's just pretty much blocking
Right.
the whole lane and trying to survive. I don't want to be in the back with everybody, so.
Well, best of luck to you, Jaden. Looks like you're going back green, so thanks for talking to us, man.
Thank you guys, and enjoy the rest of the stream. Or Reef.
Yes, sir. There you go. You heard it. Mr. Jaden learned from the best, which is talking about me. I got him. Spotted this young kid to a win by telling him to protect both lanes, learn to do it, but do it the right way. Don't do it the wrong way, like how I would do it. So, but he's scored his first ever truck win here.
Man, I got me
By-
flashbacks, Brian.
I know, but
I know. That's terrible. Anyway, back to green flag racing in just a moment. So, man, those Chevy trucks really are sketchy on iRacing as the pace truck. Anyway, so, got somebody changing lanes. That might.
or he might have had a start on the outside. It's Matt.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah, he
know.
was supposed to.
Let's see.
14, yeah. He was
All
supposed to
right.
start on the outside. A little bit late by
Well,
Matt. We'll get an
let's watch
update.
these. I was gonna say, let's watch these lanes get back up to double file. See who's gonna be where when they get back to racing here.
Ooh.
My apologies for keeping on interrupting you.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Yes.
Just you keep doing what you got to do.
Randy, wants
not
to
like
get
that.
back up.
Jaden.
Yes. Ooh.
And it's exactly what I said do not do. And he did it anyway. You see, Richard's like, nope, I am out of here. I seen what Jaden did. That is okay. I'm moving out.
I'm moving out.
Baby, moving out. Oh. Anywho.
Okay, we're thinking different songs. Gotcha. All right. So, yeah, that was nasty. I would have just stayed on the bottom.
Yeah, I agree. That's
Anyway, my opinion don't matter. Anywho, so back to this valid, great racing that we are being bestowed upon us, I suppose. Oh man, Jaden lost some positions there. Oh boy.
Oh yeah, he's now the lone wolf out.
Oh, the guy that said he wanted Lomax. Let's see if he takes that to the top side. He wanted to be up top earlier, but he's now on the bottom with Zach Deutscher and Berger in the third position.
Jaden with the side draft there, as we see, and Dakota.
Yep, these two were working well earlier. But how long?
Can they prevail? Is the question.
Well, can they prevail? They need Summerford and is that behind Summerford? Oh, that's Cordair. Okay, or Quarter. I'm just gonna keep saying Cordair. It sounds cooler.
I was going to say that. That's probably the way you say it.
Yeah. Yes, we'll figure it out one day. But yes, the top 9 running all within 9/10 of a second from one another. So give or take a second. So pretty nice to see. At least there's still a handful up here trying to make it dicey and exciting for the front half of the field. Some others back there in their own zip code away from this part that has a couple of aces of, I guess you could say, jokers in the bunch, but who they may feel might be a bit more wild than the others who are up here that just want to be up front and log those laps. And Sanchez, though, are making it work for the most part on that outside just by themselves. Now Schaefer decides, okay, well that looks enticing. Coking, he's just chilling. He doesn't know where he wants to go. And, oh man, Kramer almost wasn't clear and would have made a mess of Kramer.
Oh yeah. You see Dakota jumping to the back, to the outside of Jaden. He goes, listen, I'm going to help you, but we're going to duke it out towards the end.
I was going to say, Brian, how long will he help Sanchez earlier, but I never got around to it. I know Dakota's one of those guys that, hey, if I can be out front, I'm going to try to lead. So, always got to watch your back whenever you got Dakota around. At least, I know from past experiences. But
I'll tell you
that's just how it be sometimes in this type of racing. You got to choose who you work with for maybe a limited amount of time. As the side drafting keeps getting aggressive between the two leaders of the two lines.
A little bump from the 96 to the 8. Said, all right, I'm here with you. I'm going to stick with you. The two teammates side by side there, the 36 and the 96 there. Two identical paint schemes, but different numbers and different colors. So that's how you can tell the two differences.
Gotcha.
Oh, you see the slip up there from Dakota, but the 36 is going to give a heck of a shot to Dakota. And as you heard Jaden said earlier, Will, they at least have to pit at least one more time, and you know that already. So.
Yes, indeed.
So the question is, when will they pit, and will we see green flag pit stops done the right way? Almost had it.
Pit window, if anybody was going to try to do it, would be open. I would say lap 98. Oh, but I think...
Nope.
No, we're still green?
Still green. That was a slip up, and...
That's going to break the field apart from that point, or that side of things. Oh, man. That's probably going to take Kramer out of the situation, perhaps, or out of the equation. But maybe he can get back in line here Um,
I believe
just gonna
he
have
can.
to wait and see. Oh yeah, for sure.
He's got Richard there. Richard can push him up.
Swartz had a problem as well on that lap. I believe that was 94. Terrible luck for poor Brian. That might have been the 84. I'm not sure who that was anymore. Oh! Man. I wasn't looking down at the phone at the moment. I was just going with the flow of the stream, looking at my television, and I just, bam, worlds collide.
Well, see, I don't know what that was for because it just says yellow flag.
Oh man, who was that? That was Lomax.
Oh, I know a little punt happened there.
Yeah, but that was Lomax and
Joe Stipe.
I think just go to Lomax and rewind it. I think it was Lomax because he's in the pits right now.
Oh, there he is. Wow.
Yeah, you see what I mean? I was just glancing up at my time.
Wow.
Did the two teammates hook each other, or what happened here?
I don't know, but that looked a little vicious.
All right, going down the back straightaway.
Carnage everywhere, Will. Just put it that way. I might have rewinded a little bit too. Oh, we got two teammates. Oh, man.
He got loose. Oh, Randy. He got loose entering the corner and just came down and collected his teammate.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of a self-cleaning track with this type of banking. Can't hardly speak. He got really ill handling, I guess we could say. He got wicked tight and then just loose all of a sudden, like kind of like he hit a patch of ice, Brian. Walked up the track right into the wall. He at that point on the track, right there, like kind of turning into turn 3, I can understand it kind of spitting him back out, kind of, or making him ricochet like a sponge. And just down the track he came. Unfortunately, he was right next to his teammate. So I don't know why we're not pitting right now, like everybody.
Oh.
And
They all did pit.
Did it. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
No,
we
you're
took
fine.
a good minute watching that. But yeah, we got some people coming back in to top off, so that's exactly what I would do, because you never know what could happen from here. But
Well,
anywho, that crash took out some good competitive trucks, turning into a race of attrition. About to have 96 laps complete. This is our 6th caution of the evening. 3 more, unfortunately, than what I guesstimated, but hey, I gave them too much. I had too much confidence in this group. But hey, 6 ain't bad. Let's not get to 8. That's what I say, at least in my mind. Let's hope not for any more.
pace car is off.
Gonna get the pace truck is off. Gonna get the green flag at lap 97. Gotta have some fun with it, Schaefer on that outside lane. Let's see if he's gonna fall in line behind Sanchez, or Sanchez gonna come up the track, kind of dissipate that run. But playing the 2-step. Schaefer wants to lead that high side, but kind of got into Randy. I thought Randy had damage. How's he still up there?
I don't know.
Unless he used
He might have used a quick fix.
Yeah, good point.
But there's a name we haven't seen the whole race. Matthew Huntsucker. Saker.
Man, wow.
Well,
Anywho,
now,
I'm gonna.
Terry calls him Huntsucker, that's why.
Oh my goodness.
Matthew Huntsaker up there. Great run for him here tonight. Had a good time. And there you go, Will. Philip Bridgman mating back up to top
Philip
5.
Bridgman and Richard Johns, yes indeed, both up there, having a up and down night. Josh Small's up there on that outside lane with that's Hunsaker, Bridgman, Deutscher, and Smalls. And now Jaden.
Problem is, if I'm
And-
Schaefer, which lane do I want to try to help out the most, Will? But unfortunately, when you get the 2 lanes that you have here, it isn't going to be what it's going to be.
Yeah, everybody kind of funnels out and then funnels back in down the front straightaway into turn 1 and 2 here. Hold them tight, hold them steady down the back straightaway. Hunsaker with a really good push to Sanchez, but not good enough to getting to get ahead of Schaefer on that bottom lane. Randy Koking really giving Schaefer some good pushes.
Gotta know when to hold 'em. Anywho,
Just because I said it earlier doesn't mean you gotta keep it in your head the rest of the night. Anyways, we see Richard Johns peel off for about the 3rd time this race. He doesn't want to be up here at this moment in time. He wants to ride a little bit up front and then go to the back, conserve.
Well, I do believe he thinks that a lot of these guys in the front pack here, Will, are out of quick fixes. So if the big one does happen, well, there's half of your field right there.
Yes, and also, just not be a part of the crash. Hopefully he can avoid it. Almost 3 wide. As Sanchez really aggressive, trying to pitch that bottom lane down. Still, it's not 15 to go or 10 to go, so I don't know, Brian, if you think now is the correct time to still be doing this, or...
Oh, what a hit by Matt. What a hit.
Yes.
No, Will, I would have waited at least until 10 to go. The side drafting is just going to pull everybody up from that bottom lane, Will, and move them back up. And it's just going to cause a crazy accident and carnage, as Philip would say. So,
just
I
going
don't
to see
know.
a lot of back and forth stacking up if you're going to keep side drafting them aggressively coming out of the corner.
You gotta catch. Oh!
Very aggressive 4 that had to stack up the back of that bottom lane back to Cordair. He didn't really like that, so he checked up. David Berry trying to drive his way up, back up through the field to be one of those trucks in about the top 2 rows to maybe shuffle about, have something to say towards the end of this race.
Oh, yeah. 30 laps to go, Will. Closing in on that crunch time. Still would not side draft too much. I would still wait till at least that 10 laps left. And then go get it. That's just me, though. You see Zach pulling out. He said, nope. Thank you. I'm getting out of there. You boys have at it.
Yeah, it's going to get pretty wild here in about 25 to go, I think, if they keep it green a little bit longer. It looks like there might be a storm a brewing, Brian.
I believe so. Did Kate get back on the lead lap? No, he's still 2 laps down. Dave Barry is the first car 1 lap down. It's funny because it's saying, oh, okay, no, that's right. It says Schwartz is out, but then I'm looking, I'm like, wait a minute. I see a Mad Dog paint scheme there, but that is Ernest King.
Man.
Threw me for a loopy-loop.
Barry just trying to get his lap back, more or less.
Yep.
Well,
A very interesting race, I would say.
yeah, they're running pretty good about this moment in time, but oh man, right as we say that.
Yes, I think we jinxed it.
Well, I mean, right as we were saying, something good, something bad happened. I don't know if that's just part of it or just how it goes, but
That could probably be how it goes, Will. At least our luck, at least. So that was a shot to Dave Barry. Or a step up, yeah, a little shot to him. So, Lomax mistimed it. 3 wide, boom, right there.
that was
That's right.
that was Berger, not Lomax.
That's right. So,
It's all good.
unfortunately, that'll go down on Chris. There's nothing for Dave can do. So Randy stays out, but from Jaden on back,
Ooh,
pit.
bump Jeff gone wrong, and then just put in a bad situation.
So Kay did get the lucky dog, Will. That's good for him. So,
Yeah, we saw he was able to up on the outside for a good long while. Maybe if he gets another caution here, he can maybe restart with the lead lap instead of having to start at the tail of the field like you do whenever you get the lap back.
oh yeah. Matthew,
Yes, hello.
how's it going, sir?
It's going great. What's up, buddy?
Well, I do see you're up here floating around. You are P2 at this current place in time. So you're going to be starting P2 next to Randy, who didn't pit at all. You are the first one out of the pits on the freshest set of tires and fuel. How's that truck handling for you about mid-pack and throughout the whole race?
I think it's handling pretty good. I think the trick is you gotta lift just a little bit, like 75% in the corners. I only took 2 tires, so we'll see what happens.
Yes, sir. Will, you got anything for him before we send him on his way?
So just trying to keep the track position, and now is the time to stay up here, is what you're saying, Matthew.
Yeah, now's the time because it's very hard to pass when you're behind somebody here.
Well, sir,
Well, best of luck to you, Matthew.
yeah, I was going to say, you did cycle out the leader. My pylon tower there was wrong, so best of luck to you, sir, and we'll chit-chat later.
Alright, thanks, guys.
You're welcome. There you go. So my timing tower was a little bit off there, as we see, Will, but that does happen. But Matthew is going to cycle out the leader.
Well, something happened to Randy. That's kind of, anyway, kind of sad. So, Chris Schaefer and Jaden Sanchez and Philip Bridgman on that outside lane, top 2 rows.
Oh yeah, Matthew will lead the field to green. Will for the, I would say 6th time.
This was the 7th caution, Brian.
Okay, that's right. You're right.
So in total, it was the 8th time going green.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
If you count the initial, green flag being waved.
Oh, okay.
Chris Schaefer, good jump there. Kind of surprised Jaden didn't jump out and make it 3 wide going into turn 3.
I'm surprised
Instead,
he didn't help Matthew Hunsaker.
yeah, Matthew kind of just hung out to dry there. Don't really think it's really the difference of the right side tires or not. Tires don't really mean a whole lot at, this Atlanta.
Oh, there's a name we haven't seen in a while. George Rincon there, Will. Moved up there to the top 10.
Yes, indeed. George, he's really good at a place like this. He's kind of good everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Person, I would have to say, he really puts in a grade 8 effort.
Oh, I saw a little smoke.
Yes, indeed.
That's that aggressive side drafting that we're talking about, Will. Too early to do it. Quit doing it. You got 21 laps to go.
Yeah, just wait 11 more laps, then you can start doing it, I suppose.
You see Matt was rushing up there with Jaden to his quarter. As Matthew said, Jaden, I remember what you did. So, see if I help you. Oh, that's going to show Jaden in the middle.
To block that outside lane.
Oh,
Mark
man.
Berry, no man's land. Jaden trying to hang tough in the middle. He's fighting back, Brian. But Mark Berry puts a squeeze on him.
There they go, 3 wide, Will. Still there. Jaden still caught in the middle.
Well, Zach leaned on his quarter. Really stalled him out. So no more 3 wide at this moment in time. But Schaefer went upstairs to block that run. And now lost that lead back to Hunsaker.
As Matthew, yes, exactly, indeed. Well, great run by them. I know a sticky situation for Jaden to be in. That could have gone horrible when that had happened, but good driving by these amateur sim drivers here, I would say.
Yes.
Still, what a great shove from the 9 truck to the 23. Locked and loaded.
Yes, an impressive job to push Schaefer back out to the lead. Schaefer goes downstairs immediately to take back control of this race and hard. Caught that turn. Hunsaker turned into the outside wall. Huge crash. Missed timing by Mark Berry to maybe get in, just get in behind Hunsaker there. I'm going to see it live here. No, he came down, netcode. He came down to side draft, and man, that damage model is brutal. Man. Wow.
Wait, I clicked on
So,
one.
race of attrition we have had here. Yeah, that's the previous crash, Brian.
Oh! Wow!
Well, there went David Berry trying to fight for a lap back. Innocent bystander in that, and who else? Once I see on the stream, you don't have to do it again. Who are we going to bring in to talk to this time, Brian?
Who would you like to talk to? I'll let you pick.
Man. Oh, man. Let's try Zach Deutscher.
Oh, Zach.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. There he is. Zach.
Hello.
Hello, Zach. Been playing the cards right, hopefully, here in the closing stages of this race. So now is the time to push, perhaps, Zach?
It's all or nothing at this point in my eyes.
Well, I would have to agree with you on that. So, you and Philip, you've been kind of trying both lanes at the same time, seeing which one works better for who. You guys now going to work together here in the closing laps, or is it still kind of how it has been the rest of the race? What's going on there?
I'm pushing him to the end if I can. Hopefully get us a win.
All right. So, how's the racing been so far from your point of view? We've seen you a couple of times, just like Richard, drop back to the back, kind of hang back there.
It's not bad. There's just a couple people that are a little crazy with their moves, but other than that, it's been a pretty fun race for the most part.
Indeed, agreed as well. So, Zach, best of luck to you, Bubba. Anything can happen here at this type of track, man. Kind of super speedway-ish, but it's still a mile and a half, man. But just go out there, try to get them. Best of luck, Zach. Thank you for talking to us.
Thanks, boys.
Is there? You gotta know.
Good to hear from Zach. So, teammates starting in that second row. See what can transpire there. See how aggressive Jaden Sanchez will try to be in the final 14 laps. How aggressive he's been all night. Will he crank it to 11 finally?
Yes.
So, yeah, go ahead.
So Cade, is back on the lead lap. So now let's keep a very...
lap, and he should restart with the rest of the field, I do believe.
Yes. Good run by JD, Josh Small. Zach Deutscher, Richard Johns, George Rincon. George Rincon was up there in the front when all that cluster cahoots went on, so has to get ready to restart here. Just like that. Again, that inside lane's going to stack up, just as we thought. Chris
Schaefer picked that outside lane.
Oh, yeah. These drivers do have their lane choice. So... Oh, what happened? There we go.
Yeah, just wanted to show us a flag man waving the flag. So, a little bit of suggestion. Yes, a good track from, that was Josh Malls to Summerford.
Yep. Let's see JD back here with Richard Johns, 79. Looking to jump to the outside there. As, who's that, 36, Berger. Oh, as one of the Berries, Dayberry, drops down to the pits. Richard John said, all right, go ahead, have at it. There's still 13 laps to go. I ain't in no rush. Go ahead and get it. JD comfortably P9 at this current place and time will get an excellent tow there.
Yes, getting a good draft up to this front of the pack. But he chooses not to go.
Oh, slippery. Good save by the 16. Yes, Randy, sorry you had to leave, but we thank you for tuning in. So, you were having a hell of a run. So, hopefully best of luck to you next week, sir. Or Thursday, shall we say. So, well, 11 laps to go.
Yes, indeed. Working that bottom lane, just lingering there in that bottom. Lomax is down 2 laps trying to get one of those back. I do believe it's 2. So yes. Him and Ernest King. Berger, if nothing happens to Berger, he would be the next one to get the lap back if the caution does come out again. That would be the 9th caution of the race.
As you see there, Matthew Huntsaker staying to the outside. We know how well this works. Oh, just like that.
Oh man,
That's what
Mark
I'm talking
Berry
about.
yet again. He was having another good run, just caught up in it again.
That is going to shuffle this pack out. But Josh Small and Rincon have it right where they need to be.
Yeah, they were just far enough away, and
Yep.
they stayed off of them.
As you see here, Will, you got the two teammates in the front, Deutscher and Bridgman. And then behind them, you got the hard charger of Jaden, Josh Small, and George Rincon. The question is, which lane does Josh go with? If I'm Josh, I would...
He's still right.
Exactly.
It's not fully go time for Josh yet. He's just riding. He's probably going to wait and see how many more in front of him is going to have a problem or encounter of the third kind, perhaps. As Zach Deutscher giving some real good pushes to Schaefer. Not trying to push him up the track, but still trying to keep him out front in the lead at this moment in time. Jaden trying to get a run on the outside lane. He does have help from Rincon and Smalls. So it's kind of a 6-truck race at this moment in time because of the incident that occurred, that everybody regrouped and regathered. So they have a bit of separation.
But, well, here comes that backpack.
Yes, indeed, it does.
Of Dave Berry, Mark Berry.
Ernest King is leading that with Berry and Lomax.
My question is, where do you want to go?
Now it's just difficult. You're just adding numbers to the equation here. If you are Lomax and Ernest, you kind of found yourself up here. You're kind of multiple laps down, just riding out the storm. You're basically contributing, adding numbers to whichever lane you actually choose to be a part of. And sometimes when you make the numbers bigger, that's going to make the momentum better. Deutscher had a look. He had a look right in the middle of 3 and 4, but he chose better of it. Deutscher wants Sanchez behind him.
Josh needs to stay steady on the back of that 29, Will, if they want to get that outside lane to prevail anyway. You see Jaden with the side draft, Will, slowing Philip Bridgman down, but that is your duty of racing.
Schaefer hit the apron in the middle of 3 and 4. That bobbled up that bottom lane, right? Yes, I agree. Sanchez trying to side draft, still be aggressive, try to hinder that inside lane. Stop that forward progress of anybody he can.
We got a great battle up here in the front, but the problem is, how long is this front going to do it? Who is going to jump out of line? Who is going to block any type of run that comes their way? Yeah. 2 to go, Will. Oh, I see right there, 3 wide.
Out of my mouth.
And you took the words right out of my mouth.
Sanchez still there. His runner stalled right next to Philip Bridgman. It might be Deutscher and Schaefer, but as soon as Deutscher pulls out to try to make a move on the 23, that run's going to get stalled. Pull Sanchez right up out. Deutscher tried to lay off, tried to get a run. Oh, Schaefer just got sideways. Right in turns 3 and 4. He gathers it up on the apron, but Zach Deutscher looks like he will be the winner and a photo finish for second place.
Wow.
Wow. I don't know if there was net code involved or what happened. Schaefer, we saw it from other people this evening getting loose on corner entry, whether it was the bottom lane or the top lane, and Schaefer just got loose from the live shot, the live point of view that we had, just loose, but Deutscher was doing everything he can on the final lap of the race to move him, do what he had to do to try to win this race. And
that arrow just knocked him loose.
Yep. But sometimes that's what's going to happen. Somebody's going to ride you going into turn 3 or turn 1 on the final lap, and sometimes that's how it's going to go down. Zach Deutscher brings it down on the front straightaway after his win here tonight in the BNR Truck Series, Atlanta 208.
As the two teammates bringing home 1-2, as you see them burning it down.
Race results, unofficial to provisional race results on the screen. Good run by Josh Mall. He was hoping for a top 10. He gets a top 5. George Rincon might have been gathered up in that melee, but he finished 7th.
Yeah,
Chris Schaefer able to bring it home in 8th after that big moment, gathered it up on the bottom, and Richard Johns, after that topsy-turvy up and down night, comes home with a solid top 10 9th place finish. And Eric Corder never quit in that 79 machine, comes home top 10, just outside the top 10. Notable Hunter Cade Head in that number 35. Abel, he was a lap down for a good portion of this race, Brian, after he had his moment in turn 1. And, able to come back and just finish outside the top 10 like that. What a run by Cade.
I would say so too, Will. What an interesting race we saw. A lot of action, especially that last lap. I'm glad we got it. I did see that the software did reset on us, but it ended up picking it up, so I'm thankful for that, because I would have been very upset if we didn't catch that. But, Will, we're going to go ahead and talk to our P3 winner here this evening, Mr. Jaden Sanchez. A great run. Our pole sitter, I do believe he was. A lot of ups and downs for you. Charges to the front, to the back.
Dakota was a pole sitter.
Oh, that's right. Dakota was, and then it was Jaden. That's right. So unfortunately, the pole sitter didn't have a good night as he wanted it, but Jaden Sanchez, great job on the P3. Why don't you go? Yes. Why don't you explain to the people how your race went itself, the overall performance of your truck, how it was in the draft, how it was in mid-pack, compared to the hard charges to the front, and just the overall race in itself.
Well, first, congrats to Zach. The race was up and down, obviously, like you said. Trying to save the car. I had a lot of people that weren't really fond of me this race, but I don't care. It's racing. It's just a game. Yes, we all get frustrated, but I raced clean. Even though I was really, really aggressive, didn't take anyone out. I did get taken out earlier, so and that was going to, destroy my confidence, but then I still had a fast repair, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I still have a shot here. And really, I just needed help that last, 5 laps. I had the help, and then it all died out, and then I was just side drafting really, really crazy and aggressively. I probably could have had a better, rundown, because that second to last caution, I forgot to pit, or the second to last caution, I forgot to pit under the caution. So then I had to rely on the guys behind me to wreck, which they did, and, I should have planned that out more, but I was too busy looking at something else, so. But other than that, it was a good race. Just wish the top two guys in front of me would have wrecked. Well, maybe not Philip. He's my teammate in Xfinity, but yeah,
Look at
I led the
Jaden.
most laps though, so I
Oh.
mean, I'm not really mad about it. 38 laps led, so yeah, we'll take these points and move on to I don't even know what the heck next week is. Is that Coda next week?
Circuit of the America.
Oh, bet that's a track I'm. Okay, yeah, that's a great track for me. I love road courses. Never won on a truck though. Won Xfinity and Cup in GT3 cars, but never won in trucks. So it's gonna be very interesting. Yeah, but shout outs to pretty much everybody that came out. We had a really huge field, surprisingly. Well, I mean it is Atlanta, but yeah, we had real good clean runs. I know a lot of people are probably not happy with me right now, so I'm gonna have to go talk to them. But I mean it's racing. If they were in my shoes, I'd also be pretty angry. Or if I was in their shoes, I'd be pretty angry. But yeah, we'll take what we learned today and move it to next week at a road course. So
Look at that. Well, he answered all the questions in one, and even did his
Yeah.
shoutouts. So you ain't got to worry about that.
Present.
But exactly, Jaden. That is racing. That is the type of racing we get when we come here. Nobody should be angry. Everybody was making some dicey moves, as me and Will called it. Especially too early on, out of a 130-something lap race. For the
yeah, I did have that crazy save at the end.
Yes, we
3
saw that.
wide.
Yes, and that's what we were talking about earlier. But anyway, Jaden, awesome run tonight, P3. Great
Thank you,
points
sir.
tonight for you. No problem. I'm going to get you back up there, and best of luck to you next week.
Thank you.
All right, Will. Philip Bridgman now. Philip.
Hey,
Hi.
Hey,
how's it going?
well, it's going pretty snazzy. Excellent, exciting finish there, Phil, in the closing laps of this race. Just know the word, but exciting to say. You had a very good photo finish for second there with Jaden. So after you got caught up in that early crash early on, you used your quick fix, I'm assuming, and that's kind of what made you just run the rest of the race, for the most part, pretty conservative until you got down to about basically, you were good to go after the final pit stop ish there, I would say, and then you started really racing. But why don't you just tell us about it, Phil, from your point of view?
Yeah, you were pretty much like right on too. Then I had to use that quick fix, and when it did happen, it was just cruising from there, trying to avoid everything, stay out of trouble, and finally, about like I don't know, 30-ish to go, I started to make my way up there. But it was great to be able to be in contention for it. Like I definitely wasn't expecting it after like that early of a crash. I thought I was gonna end up out like halfway or something.
Right, because of all the, for the most part, wreck avoidance or all the other crashes that was happening in front of you or some of them around you. I believe we had 9 cautions tonight, so a bit more than I was expecting. What, Brian?
I said, I believe so.
Oh, okay, good. But yeah, I kind of was giving everybody tonight a bit more confidence, I thought, but we did just see some mistakes out there that just led to some huge incidences out there on the track, Phil. Like you said, just trying to avoid it all. Got any shout outs that you'd like to give, Phil?
Oh yeah, definitely. Zach, a great teammate. I was trying to get there, work with him as much as I could. Aerokinetics, obviously, savage to be running for them. Niagara Quick Dry, my aunt's carpet cleaning company. Love supporting them as much as I can, and I appreciate you guys for putting it on. It's always great to pop back in and see it.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Go ahead, Will.
Coda,
was
next
gonna
week, Circuit of the Americas. First road course of the season in any of the BNR series. So, what would be ideology and planning going into Coda?
Oof. I'm not the best road course racer, but I'm just a lot of practice trying to get the braking right and being able to potentially even shift right because there's been a lot of shifting.
Practice?
Oh yeah, definitely a lot of practice in the works.
Nice. Like to hear it. So yeah, that's always a good thing. Get a lot of practice for a road course that has 21 turns to it. So anyway, Phil, got anything to add about the rest of maybe how dramatic of the race it kind of was at points, or just anything else you'd like to add before
Yeah,
we
I don't know. I thought it was a pretty solid race. There was a lot of close, a lot of action-packed carnage involved. Like it was. I felt it was overall a pretty good race. It was fun to take part in.
Well, thanks for talking to us, and congratulations on that photo finish for second place there with Jaden, like we said. Congratulations, podium finish, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Good job, Phil. See, now that's how I talk about riding the race. Remember what I was talking to you about earlier? If you ride the race, you'll finish good. Look where you finished.
Yeah, definitely.
You see? That's all. I see. I know you can do it because we've seen it here tonight. But anyway, great job. Looking forward to see what you can do at Coda. A lot of slips, a lot of slides. Unfortunately, you did wheel a cup car around there. Trucks are a little bit different from when you did the S&B side of things. But awesome job. I'm going to get you back up there. Once again, I'm going to agree with Will. Great job on the photo finish for that second place. So, best of luck to you.
Appreciate it. You too.
Last but not least, the race winner locked himself in to the playoffs, Mr. Zach Deuscher. The old fine mighty Zach attack.
Oh, hey guys, been a long time since I last talked to you.
Yeah, whenever I said go get him, I wasn't really like cheering for you. I was just like telling you, yeah, go get him. Man, that you really took that to heart or something there, Zach, huh?
I had to get a win for you boys. I had the moment, and unfortunately, I got the first place loose a little bit. I don't know if that was all on me, but good
No.
finish regardless for aerokinetics.
You end up sucking the air off of them, so that air played a big factor in there.
It's racing.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway, Will, go ahead.
Well, you beat somebody off pit road earlier, man. That was savage. Anyway, or vice versa, you got beat off. Something happened that Brian said that was very comical. Racing is very perverted. Anyway, sorry about that. I had to go down my own little gutter hole. So very interesting race. You and Philip. Philip was kind of playing conservative for his own reasons. You several times would be up in the front, then you're like, "No, I'm going to go to the back." Like we talked about earlier. You just kind of being around stuff you didn't like at the time, and then also, it wasn't really go time. It wasn't like 15, 10 laps to go time. And I know you and Philip and other racers are kind of like, I don't mind a race for a little bit, but it's also not the time. So like I was telling Brian, there's a time to do it and there's a time not. So you really played it just right tonight, man. And really tell us a little bit more about it. And just congratulations, Zach.
Honestly, I don't even know how I won it. I was expecting to push to 23, whoever was to win, but it happens. It was a good race. I'm glad I got my my requirements for the race to make sure somebody does not win, and I accomplished that. So it was a good race, a little dodgy, but yeah, talking about going back and forth, I like to test things out during the race, and since there's 135 laps, you might as well go from the front and the back and see what it's like, So at the end of the race, you know what's going on.
Yes, indeed. It's always nice to know how the race vehicle, whether it be a truck, a car, a modified, whatever, is going to react around another group of cars. So it's always good to get that information or kind of knot that down in the brain. And then go right around for a little bit, like you said. So, like you said, it was a long race for the most part, and there were portions in the race where you did have to do some riding. I saw a couple of times you almost had green flag cycle pit stops, but just certain things kept occurring that misplaced it. But I would say overall, pretty good race. Mistakes are going to happen, things are going to happen, but next week is Coda. If you're able to make it for next week, hopefully you can. What would be the thoughts and everything going into Coda there, Zach?
Well, I love road courses, so hopefully win. Minimum, I'm going to allow myself to do is top 5. We are going for win number 2 right away.
Indeed, try to carry this momentum forward on to the next week, and also hopefully the next coming days also, if you're able to show up for the rest of the races this week. Any shout outs or anything else you'd like to add about tonight, Zach, before we let you go?
Shout out to you guys for broadcasting. It's always a fun time listening to you guys broadcast while racing. Shout out to Air Kinetics. You guys are great. Philip, being a great teammate like always. That's pretty much it for the most part that I can think of.
Well, like we said before, congratulations on the win here tonight. Sometimes things happen. You just got to do sometimes what you got to do, or like you said, you were trying to push him, but maybe just to push too hard or wrong. But anyway, like I said, congratulations, and we move forward with the trucks on to Coda, so that should be exciting.
Heck yeah, it should be.
Yes, sir. Right there, pal. Great job on the win. Locked you in, secured your deal to the playoffs. Go burn it down, go celebrate, and see what you got the upcoming weeks. Upcoming days. And next week at Coda. So hopefully you carry the momentum. We'll see. Like I said, 21 turns, so a lot of left and rights and chicanes and all that other great stuff. So awesome job. Go burn it down. Go hammer down a few, and we'll chat later.
Hell yeah, guys. Thanks for the broadcast.
Yep. All right, Will.
All right, Brian. Well, it was an intriguing, exciting, lots of action-packed race at Atlanta this evening for the BNR Truck Series. We hope to see you, everybody, at the Xfinity Series on Thursday. So, same time, just different day. So, just in a couple of days. So, Brian, for him, myself, William, I'd like to thank everybody who came out and watched us, and hopefully we can catch you in just a couple of days. Until then,